Welcome back to episode 2 of What's Happening with Emma. I'm your host, Emma Ward, and today I am doing another solo episode, and there is a good reason for that. It's been a very busy week for me, which I will get into, and I'm also trying to figure out the logistics around bringing a guest on. When I recorded my first episode, I used Riverside, and I didn't think the editing was very good. So I'm now recording on Zoom because it might be a bit better. My big plus for using Zoom is that I can blur out my background. So I'm hoping this episode will come out a lot better than the first. And on that note, I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone who listened to my first episode and subscribed and even left me some really lovely comments. I really, really do appreciate it. And I would love if you could stick around while I hopefully make this a successful podcast. And I would also like to say a big thank you to everyone who sent me well wishes on Instagram when I first announced this podcast. I genuinely really appreciate it. So, yeah. So, I thought I'd keep it nice and simple for today's episode. Again, it is a solo episode because I am trying to figure out what's the best way to bring on a guest, and I will be bringing on a guest at some point. A good, interesting guest, hopefully. So, I thought I would do a simple Q&A just so people can get to know me, Emma, as more than just the host. Because I realized that while a lot of people came from Instagram to listen to me, I might hopefully get people listening to me from Spotify and other places, and you don't know that much about me. So I thought a Q&A is a nice and easy thing to do. So I hope you enjoy. This week has actually been a really good week. I have been kept busy, which I love. I announced this podcast on my Instagram, and that got a lot of love online, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I've done a few interviews that should hopefully be out in newspapers very soon, and my biggest thing this week is I had a hospital appointment in Dublin. It was an unexpected one, and it was for a simple x-ray because I got my hip replacement done 2 years ago, and they brought me all the way up to Dublin for one simple x-ray yesterday. But I can't complain about it a whole lot because I got to the hospital at 11:10 and I was finished with my x-ray at 11:30 and I was home for 1:30. The only thing that annoys me is the fact that I had to go to Dublin. I wish I could have went to my local hospital, but unfortunately that's not an option. So the journey is what I'm annoyed with. Okay. So 3 words to describe me. Number 1, stubborn. Anyone who knows me in real life, or if you followed me online for a good while, you will know just how stubborn I am. It's a blessing and a curse. The next word to describe me, I'm an introverted extrovert. I can be shy, but once I'm used to my surroundings, comfortable in the place I am, I'm a chatterbox that never shuts up. And lastly, I'm nosy. I love learning about everything and anyone. So the 3 words that I would use to describe me is stubborn, introverted extrovert, and nosy. So yeah. My comfort show at the moment is Dairy Girls. I love Dairy Girls. And my comfort book is a book called Binding 13. That's a part of a book series called The Boys of Tommen by Chloe Walsh. I recommend it. I highly recommend starting that book series. My favorite movie is Grease, the original Grease musical from 1978, and The Notebook, and from like my childhood, Madeline. So I love and hate this question because I have two weird habits that I'm going to talk about, and one of them I do get called out on quite a lot by my family. So when I'm watching a television show, it only happens with a television show. Just let me make that very clear. If I'm watching a television show online and it has, let's say, 8 seasons, if I'm watching the first season and I get to halfway through and I like it, I will stop watching the first season and I'll watch the last episode, the finale episode, to see how the show ended. And then I'll go back and finish the show if I like the ending. I know that's very weird. I get called out on that all the time. And then another kind of weird habit I have is that when I eat Supermax, and if you know me in person or online, you know how much I love Supermax. I've been giving Supermax so much free publicity over the last couple of months. But when I eat Supermax, I get a burger. And when I get a burger, I take it out of the burger bun and I flip it. And 9 times out of 10, I will only eat the burger and not the burger buns. Yes, I'm aware of how weird that is, but those are my two weird habits. What shaped my personality? So, a few things have shaped my personality. A lot of things have shaped my personality, but I think when it comes down to it, having a disability and being part of the traveller community is what has shaped my life the most. I was born with my disability. It's called Hurler syndrome. It's a rare genetic disorder, and I had a bone marrow transplant for that in 2003. And then I was also born with scoliosis, which is the curvature of the spine. And from the age of 7 until I was 12, I had spinal surgeries, and I spent a lot of time in hospital. And then I became a wheelchair user when I was 11. And having all of those things happen to me and realizing I was born into a world that wasn't made for me definitely shaped my personality. And being from the Irish traveller community, growing up seeing how Ireland and the media portrayed my community really did shape my personality. And it's kind of the reason why I want to help change the media's perception of Irish travellers. I value my family the most in life. I wouldn't trade my parents, my brothers and sisters, and my nieces and my nephews for anything. They're my favorite people in the world. I care deeply about making this world a better place for people with disabilities. Tea or coffee? So this is kind of a funny question for me because I am not a lover of either. I am a lover of Coke. I drink a bottle of Coke pretty much every day. And if I'm at meetings and people offer like coffee or tea, I will ask for a Coke. But I would like to try more coffees. So if anyone has any suggestions of what kind of coffees I should try, please let me know because I like sugary chocolate things. So if there's any coffee equivalent to that, please comment below and I'll try some hopefully. An unpopular opinion of mine. Ooh, I don't know. I have a lot of unpopular opinions. There's good and bad in every community in the world. No matter what country you're in, there's good and bad in everything. But in Ireland especially, people seem to forget that when it comes to the Irish traveller community. When people talk about Irish travellers, it's always a negative, bad story. There's, I'd say 90% of Irish travellers do so much good in this world, but it's the 10% that does the bad, wrong stuff that gets the attention of people and the media. It's never, it's rare, not, I shouldn't say never, it's rarely reported when an Irish traveller does something good. And if an Irish traveller does something good, even though it's a positive thing, the comments 9 times out of 10 is always negative. So that's my the media needs to treat Irish travelers better. That's my unpopular opinion. I'm still learning how to be confident and stay confident. I can have days and waves of being confident, and I live by the motto, fake it till you make it. But I'd love to, I'm still learning. I'd love to be confident all the time and not feel like the biggest imposter, because I do most of the time. Who am I now? I am Emma Ward, who is trying to be a great activist for disability rights. I'm trying to be a good journalist, and I'm trying to be the representation that I didn't have growing up. And I'm also trying to be a person that my nieces and nephews can look up to and think that if I can do what I've been doing, that when they're older, they'll be able to do anything they put their minds to. So that's who I am. I don't know if those questions were very interesting, but they're the best I could get right now. If you have any more questions for me, please comment them below. I'd be happy to answer them, or send me a DM on Instagram. And that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed, please do. I would love to have you join me on my journey of making this a really successful podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please, again, subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you're following me on all the social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And I'll be back real soon with a guest. I promise. The next time I have an episode up, I will have a worthy guest with me. Thank you so much. Bye.